So far, we've used pointers to specific data types such as int and char. But sometimes you may want to write code that can deal with pointers to any type of data. For example, you may want to write some code that can sort data, but you don't want to duplicate that code by writing one function to sort chars, another function to sort integers, another for floating points, and so on. In that case, you can use generic pointers instead of pointers to predefined data types. A generic pointer is written as a pointer to void, and when you use a generic pointer to access some data, you must first cast it to a specific data type.
Here's a short example. As in previous examples, I've created an array of ints, but this time I've declared the pointer gp to be generic. So you can see that here, void star gp, with no particular data type. Now if I scroll down to see my code, so here you can see I point this to the data array. No cast is needed here as I'm not yet trying to access any actual data elements, so the data type doesn't matter at this point. Now here I want to print the first integer. To do that, I must cast it to a pointer to int. That's int star between parentheses. Now I use the dereference operator, another asterisk, to get the value, that's the int, at this address. And here I move to the next array index, and again I need to cast the pointer to a pointer to int, and I print the second integer here. Let me run this, and you can see this is the output I get. So when I run it, you can see now how it actually works. The first item in the array of ints, 0, is displayed. Then after moving the pointer to the second item, that is also displayed. So that's the integer 1 there. Close this window. But as gp is a generic pointer, I should be able to use it with other data types, not just with integers. So let's see how I can use it with an array of strings. Scroll up my code. So you can see that I've actually created an array of strings here called words, and I've initialized the array with the strings 0, 1, and 2. I've already written some code to manipulate that. I'll just uncomment it down here. Right, so now that you can see here that just as with the array of ints, I once again set my pointer gp to point to an array. This is now the array of strings. So you see that here gp points first to the array of ints up here, and now it points, the same pointer points to the array of strings. But remember that an array of strings is in effect an array of arrays of chars, because each string is an array of chars. So when I worked with string arrays in previous examples, I had to use a pointer to char. So here my cast has to be a pointer to a char. That's char star star between parentheses. And now I use the dereference operator, the single star or asterisk, to access the string itself. And then I iterate to the next index, again casting to char star star, and finally I print the second string. And run it again, and you can see the output. And there you see the output words, array address. First item pointed to is the first string, which was the string 0. I moved it to the next item in my code, and then it was pointed to the second string, which is the string 1. So here you can see how using a generic pointer, I've been able to access different types of data with the same pointer. And in some programs, if for example the data type might vary and you don't want to write repetitive blocks of code to handle each data type, well, that ability could be quite useful.